All right, so we're here at the Chaz/Chop, the Capitol Hill occupied zone, and we're going to be filming a documentary to see what the people here have to say about what's going on.
August 30th, 2010, Seattle cop killed my brother. The media, TV, paper, they sided with what the police said. So sometime last week I got my phone rang and said, "Uncle, I want you to see this. My friend and I got to film me this." And I watched George Floyd die. I counted the minutes. I hit the floor after that.
I'm here because Black Lives Matter, and this is an important issue for not only Black lives, but for the entire world.
Why am I here today? Because we have to be.
I live here. I'm helping build the garden pretty much. We're trying to scale it up more and more, and so I'm here for that and support the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
I'm here to break out of comfort zone shit and then really try to see how things have been fucking us over, you know what I mean, for the past existence and shit like that.
We knew we were going to take to the streets eventually, but we didn't think that it would be this, but this makes sense.
I'm just here to support people and keep the peace.
The revolution must be fed.
I'm here because I'm stuck on the road.
I'm here to get out of my house. I've been inside for way too long. My neighbors piss me off. Also, I'm here to get some sun, and I'm here to support the movement.
I'm out here just really kind of taking a look around at the Chop, at the Chaz. Just wanted to see what's going on.
I'm out here in support with the community that's out here trying to struggle against all the injustices.
I'm out here because America needs a revolution.
To make sure I don't have to call out my children's name in 10 years because their phone is mistaken for a gun.
Oh, to fight against racism and police brutality,
I'm here because instead of criticizing that I was before, I've since said I can join in and support the positive aspects of it.
I'm here for reform and for change.
Today I'm here because Black Lives Matter. My life matters.
I'm here to dismantle systemic racism. And I think that this is best accomplished by demonstrating everyone's innate ability to care for themselves.
I really wasn't involved with it at the beginning. I literally was just taking a walk, and I saw people being gunned down in the streets, gassed in the streets for being outside.
Well, I'm just here to share the love, share it around a little bit, talk to new people, just bring a new community to here.
I came here because I've been hearing a lot about CHOP, and I wanted to check it out.
I've been out here recently the last week because I feel like the message has been lost. We fought for days and days and days for that precinct, and we took rubber bullets and tear gas and all that shit, and we didn't gain anything from it, but everybody's celebrating like it's over. This fight isn't over, it just begun. Somebody actually needs to get everybody together in the field and tell them, hey, motherfuckers, while you're celebrating, what the fuck are you celebrating for? What are you really here for? You know what I'm saying? What is your real message out here?
There's a map of this new so-called area. They're calling it Chaz. Look, if you look at it, it's not an angry protest. It's not really organized, but it is completely occupied.
It's just the greatest fucking time of my life. Everything that I do here, I feel useful. I feel like I'm helping. I feel like this is the revolution I've been waiting for.
All peace, all love for myself, walking with the marches, chanting the chants, saying the names, spreading the love, having a conversation with whoever's willing to talk about it and trying to figure out where we're going next.
I wake up, I had a tent, but then I had to get rid of it because I think somebody was in it or something like that. But normally I wake up and then just freaking walk around, check everything, check the people on the front grounds and stuff like that, see how they're doing. I've been here for 2 weeks now, almost 2 weeks plus.
Last night I had a bottle shattered on top of my head. That was fun.
No, the night before last.
Oh, Dan, hope you're doing all right from that.
Some kid decided he was gonna get shitty with me and check an empty fifth or something at my dome. Well, it worked. He didn't miss. I give him props for that.
I just kind of walk around and see how people are like interacting, you know, and there's a lot of people out here on the field, so just seeing what they're up to, you know, and just people watching.
There's lots of free food, and I don't have money to buy food, so there's that. I go around, I ask people, how are they doing, you know? Why are you here? Where are you from? What's your name? You know, kill them with kindness. That's what I've really been doing, is just making connections with people and seeing who is out here and why.
It's looking like helping people, you know, going around and trying to help the people who are mentally unwell and drug abusers. The homeless, the houseless populations need a lot of help here, and we're intruding in their space. So we have to find ways to work with them and talk to them so that we aren't pressuring them, you know, making them anxious, because that's how issues happen. So we're basically doing the work the city hasn't been doing for years.
At first, it was just helping out in any way I could in terms of de-escalating conflicts that I felt like my voice might have been needed, and then security felt like they needed more Black voices to help de-escalate, so they hired me to do that. And now I'm also, I had one woman that was running the co-op at first asked me to help her a lot, and then she eventually just passed it on to me. So now I run the co-op and I do security, and now since I'm speaking up more, I guess people are liking what I'm saying, so I hope I can give them the right message.
Well, my partner actually bumped into an old using buddy here. And a lot of people have this COVID Coachella fucking vibe going on, and they're drunk and they're high anyway. And so we knew it was going to be inevitable that we bumped into somebody, but they were the ones who suggested a 12-step meeting. And unfortunately, they haven't arrived. But yesterday was our second meeting, and we were really hoping, Michael, if you're out there, we were really hoping to see you. But yeah, we're going to meet every day there, possibly in the tents. But it's called the fuck 12-step meeting, not the police, not the steps.
With the help of a friend who gave me a bunch of nail polish, I decided to open up this little tent a couple days ago and paint everyone's nails who wanted it. And just to watch their reactions and their feelings and just enjoying this little basic concept of me painting their nails so they can have just a little bit of self-care and appreciate themselves for a moment. That's literally the whole reason why I'm doing this.
So we're hosting a lot of the homeless and the mentally ill. So a lot of it has been loving them, spending time with them, sitting down, listening to their stories. And what's really neat is, from afar, when you hear them screaming, they sound kind of crazy, right? But when you actually hear what they're saying, you're like, yeah, I feel that. Yeah, man.
Running this tent, it's been 14 days straight. We've had over thousands of dollars donated, and all this food is free.
I make cookies, or I make giant bubbles, or I work in de-escalation on night watch. I just want to hold down space and try to keep it positive while we move towards those goals that we have.
There's the obvious 3 goals of CHOP, which are defunding the police, funding the community, and freeing all protesters. And I totally agree with that, but also if you just look around here, it's also about just building community and finding just the love in the world and connecting with people like that. So yeah.
The way my day starts, I get breakfast like normal people, and then next thing you know, I sit around and I talk to good people, and I might take a nap or something, because it's hot as hell out here.
The media, meanwhile, and not surprisingly, have missed the story completely. They're pretending Chaz isn't even a real country. They're calling it a street fair.
As part protest zone, part commune, part street festival.
The CHOP movement is really an example of the systematic racism that we fight against every day. Because I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and I know for a fact that this would not be possible on this scale or to this magnitude in that area where police brutality is true. Not saying that it's not true in Seattle, but there's not enough Black community here for you to truly understand. Because if it was nothing but my peers out here, if we were the face of CHOP, which we aren't, if we were the face, they would have came in guns blazing. So I think that this is a complete example of how white lives really mean more in this country, because this place is filled with white protesters and labor unions, all of these people who came to support a movement. But the thing is it's only because you guys are here that this is a safe place.
I really what I would like to see more going on instead of the hanging around is education. You're out here for Black Lives Matter, right? Let's have Black history classes 6 times a day so you can learn things that you don't know. Because there's a lot of things that people don't know and they're unclear of. Some people are ignorant because they don't want to learn, and some people are ignorant just because they don't know.
At this point, we're just kind of occupying the space and we're not really doing much about what's important here.
We're here at the DZ, we're here at the Chaz, the CHOP, or also known as just colloquially the Zone. As I've seen a lack of black power being utilized in the way that it probably should be. I see a lot of white people dancing and partying. I see a lot of people that worked hard to take the precinct that are upset that nobody asked for this. We didn't ask for this. We didn't ask for the occupation. Being here and seeing it as a black person, as a black trans woman, I see this as an experiment. I see this as something new to be controlled, to be changed, to be manipulated into, into movement, into passionate movement. My frustration, and I think a lot of other black people's frustrations, lie in the fact that the leadership that we've given and put down for people is being ignored in the face of, partying and being out here. Occupation is fine. Occupation is perfect. But the bodies that are here aren't ready for war. And the bodies that are here aren't ready for conflict. I mean, in looking at all of this right now, what do you see? You see a party. You see Capitol Hill Block Party, Black Lives Matter edition. So tell me, are y'all gonna come to our neighborhoods? Are y'all gonna come to our neighborhoods and frequent our businesses? Are y'all gonna come in person? Are y'all gonna come and be there for us? Are y'all gonna do that? Or are y'all gonna keep fucking faking the funk? Cause I ain't trusting white people that don't have any black friends, and that's 90% of the city.
The country is run by a warlord/rapper called Raz, whose last paying job was renting out his own apartment on Airbnb. It is, in other words, a work in progress.
There's this idea that it's like centrally planned Antifa or something. It's not the case at all. It's just, this is what happens when you free people up. They have ideas and they're like, oh wait, nobody with a gun is gonna come and tell me not to. Let's do it.
It evolved from literally just people showing up every day in the streets to now basically this small little community of outreach programs for everyone as well. There's tents, community, there's food, there's mental health workers, there's medics. We have people making sure everyone's safe. There's all kinds of alliances here just coming together. It was just literally a group of people who were upset at something that was wrong, and they all saw it. And we all stayed because we basically watched all of our tax dollars be used against us. And all we did was stand together.
I have met people from Oklahoma, Nebraska, Portland, everywhere. All these people are coming here because they want to see and be a part of what we're doing here. Because some good's gonna come out of this. You see that tent behind over there, the gray blue tent? That's my house right now. I'm homeless. So I'm hoping to, before this is all said and done, that I and everybody else you guys see who need housing and everything will get what they need. We're hoping corporate America really pays attention to what we're doing and writes some checks and help these people. You see, that's what that movement is all about. Because Fox News has been reporting that this is like a festival and people are partying up here and there's violence and there's a race war starting. I don't see any of that. We're on the front lines. Me and my friends, we walk the streets every night. We're keeping people safe. We let people come here, eat, sleep, whatever. We make sure nothing happens to them. That's what we're about.
This all started marching on May 30th. Thought it was just a protest. Seattle has a lot of them, wanted to support. Had zero idea that it was going to become what it is. I'm an out-of-work chef, spent the next 2 weeks marching every night and realized that, it was great that we have PB&Js and granola bars and water, but you need more to sustain yourself. So started this out asking some friends on my personal Facebook page, could you donate money? It was enough for 2 days. Since then, we've got a Facebook page, a website. We have donations from all around the world. Been out here about 14 days now, feeding people. And as long as we're funded, we're going to continue to come out and feed everybody.
Well, it all started just a couple weeks ago when I got a text on my phone saying there's a curfew, 5 p.m. And I thought, what kind of world is this? I take a walk at 5:30, I'm gonna go take my walk. Now I've learned so much about the movement against police brutality, and I'm very much for it. I really wasn't involved with it at the beginning. I literally was just taking a walk, and I saw people being gunned down in the streets, gassed in the streets for being outside. I saw National Guard, uniformed military in the streets. That's not the world I want to live in. So I just kept coming back every day and protesting curfew, standing out there longer than I was supposed to. I eventually got arrested for it while I was playing the trumpet, and I didn't expect it, but it kind of gave me a platform. Like people saw, hey, well, this is the trumpet man. I fully support the demands of the movement. I want to defund or abolish SPD. They did it in Minnesota. The Minnesota police is being disbanded, and we can replace it with something much better. If anything, this is also a beautiful experiment on what real policing looks like. People around here handle all kinds of situations, same kind of mental illness and anything you'd have in a park like this, and we don't have guns on our sides. No one needs to die in these altercations. In fact, most of the time, we just give them a tent and welcome into our community. Everyone here is taken care of. Everyone's part of the community.
We've all been wishing on that same star for far too long. So I don't know about you, but I'm here and I got something to do and a few things to say. So all you people with a badge on your chest and a gun on your side, I say, you can get the fuck away! Yeah. This ain't no protest, my friends! You can call it that if you like! But you keep on asking us when it ends! When does it end? It ain't never coming to an end! Ain't never! Cause this is the start of a whole new world! A whole new universe! Woo! Why are you here today?
To make a video just like you.
And what you've been observing going on in the CHOP so far?
A lot of unity and love and chaos and magic.
What's your average day been looking like out here?
Wake up in the tent, hungover, go talk to people, hopefully get some interviews, try to get 8 hours of sleep, get woken up by tweakers fighting.
So you've been sleeping here?
Sometimes in a tent over there, but someone stole my first tent. The occupation of Cal Anderson is ending. The mark made on Seattle and everything learned, and it's awesome. That's still going. The CHOP within is going, but it seems the physical occupation of this park is definitely slowing down.
In Seattle, police responding to a shooting overnight in the occupied zone, the country known as CHOP, formerly known as Chad.
Last night, there was a fight that happened between some South Seattle dudes and some dude from the CD. A white dude shoots a gun up in the air, puts it down in the middle of the ground. The guy that gets beat up shoots and kills the other guy. And then a dude instantly runs to the back of the tent talking about, it was the Proud Boys, it was the Proud Boys. But I saw it with my own eyes. They really think we're stupid.
Last night, in the response to the shooting, the way the police came in, they came in after the shooter and the victim were gone, right? So there's nothing for them to do. And they came in and pointed guns at us. right? The people who are already traumatized by whatever happened. So we treated them like an incurring gang and we kicked them the fuck out. And that's why we're free to do what we do here, is because cops do not come here.
On the nice side, that's when the agitators show up, the hate groups show up, Pride Boys, Boogaloos, white nationals, white supremacists, those type of people. They show up at night. And they are getting pretty good at trying to blend in and become a part of what we're doing here.
The cops never left. They just put on regular clothes and hid in a building around the corner, right across the street from the precinct. Been here the whole fucking time. And then we started making fun of them because of how they dressed. And because they don't dress like us, ever. And then they started asking people to donate clothes so that they could dress like us. And then they made it harder, but they still just have weird tactics. You look them in the eyes and, how you gonna look at me like you know me, but you never met me before, bruh? All we've been having to do is just make fun of them until they leave. Look at your shoes, bro. Oh, I know cops can't get ear piercings. Why is your ear so swollen, Cuddy? Are those earrings new? Where'd you get them pierced at? I thought all the places were closed. I know you didn't go to Claire's. You need to put some ice on that. You need some saline. I got a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking ridiculous, dude. But there's people out here drunk. They're giving out $10 bottles as if we don't know what the ATF is. They're selling $5 packs of cigarettes like I don't know what the ATF is. Chill out, bro. You're federal, literally. They're all here. All the letter boys, CIA, KKK. I seen those guys too. FBI, all that shit. They're here right now. DEA. I'm literally watching the Matrix glitch, and then I call it out, and they start twitching and saying code words and scrambling and trying to deflect and dodge. Bro, I had an African dude speak fluent Spanish to me for 3 minutes trying to convince me that they said, he's Panamanian. I said, you said you don't know him, and I don't know him. And I never asked. I don't give a fuck if he's Panamanian. Why is this African man speaking Spanish to me? Who trained him? Why does he know Spanish? Because I don't know it, and I'm Spanish. He's a defector. He is an enemy. He is a disruptor. He is a da. I'm like, bro, how do you know all these words, Cuddy? Yeah, Agent Panama. Guess who he was? Co-op Security's old head of security. Wow. Yeah, he said he's talking bad about my mama bird. He's talking bad about my mama bird. If I used to wrestle when I was younger, if these people weren't around, I would slam you. Please do it. And then he starts reaching in his pocket and he pulls out a box cutter. And I'm like, whoa, bro, you better give me 6 feet. It's a quarantine. Back the fuck up, bud. This is a peaceful protest. What are you talking about? You're supposed to be security. Why are you trying to quote unquote slam me, bro? If the police want to be here, they need to be here where we need them to be, where we want them to be. And they're only here to take out the rapists, the aggressors that we can't calm down, and people that are assaulting people, because that's not what's going on here. There's no police and there's no crime. What the fuck is that about?
By 8 o'clock, I'm gone, because, you know, that's when the trouble comes, that's when people get shot, and that's when everything get got.
Well, just like how these protests started, you know, it's a high cost, but that kind of violence brings unity. As nights went on and the violence became more, we got real serious. And the ones who wanted to stay, stayed, and then the ones who couldn't hack it left. And then last night, there was an ultimatum given by the mayor to get out by 8 p.m. It was just a psyop, and it did clear out a lot of people, and that's actually for the best, in my opinion. You know, the people who are left are the people who are down for some business. The sweep is coming, and everybody outside of the precinct, as far as I can tell, has essentially no plan to deal with that. That's okay, because it's gonna be difficult for them either way. That's what matters to me. This is a long-term revolution for me. And so I don't personally see us controlling this zone forever, or at least not continuously. We may come back and recontrol. I see them gaining control again, and that's fine. However, I don't see it as impossible to maintain control of the precinct forever.
I felt the tension started to change a couple of days ago, people's attitudes. When I saw the guys running around with the AK-47s, our guys got mad, you know, and this is not a military zone. This is a public park. My heart's a little heavy because we knew this day was coming, so we're ready. I'm getting myself ready for pretty much anything. This is my life, and I'm willing to die for it because that's how deep the love runs feel the love, man. Go look at the garden, man. You know, that's a great thing, man. The garden's not going anywhere, man. That's for the people of Seattle, man. You're having a bad day, come in here, man. It's all good.
At night, it's, as far as what I witnessed, is not as dangerous and as exciting as the mainstream media is trying to make it out to be. Frankly, if you hang out anywhere in Seattle late enough at night, you're going to kind of experience the same type of things. There are agitators coming through. If agitators come through, it's going to be between, midnight and 6 a.m. And from what I experience with agitators is it's drive-thrus, and it's people that are circling the area and just trying to passively intimidate. That's been the extreme that I've experienced. The key to de-escalation is to keep an eye out, be friendly, and be open. I've heard people bickering and arguing, and you'll hear something on the cusp as they come up, but then they get distracted by a bubble, right? They'll be like, blah, 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 and then you'll, fuck you, man, or whatever, and then you hear, whoa, and then you hear another, like, whoa, bubble, and then all of a sudden everyone's forgotten about the bullshit.
In terms of what I seen, they're prepared to ride or die, and I fucks with that. These men are out here working 18, 24-hour, 48-hour days consecutively, putting their lives on the line for when shit goes down. I fucks with it. Our de-escalation training is... I think the police should be taking training from us in terms of de-escalation training, because we have de-escalated situations where you would think that it would end in bloodbaths. It's ended peacefully with people shaking hands and becoming brothers in the end, you feel me? Quite frankly, I don't think there is a need for security. The people are learning how to secure themselves. What we really need help with is when we have medical emergencies that our medics are not equipped to deal with, not in terms of bandaging, but when it comes to something that is a deadly situation, the city is not helping us get them to help. When the ambulance heard the address, they backed right back into their building because this is declared a red zone. They didn't have to help us. The government is using very good scare tactics to get people out of here, and unfortunately people are weak-minded in this state and age. So they're going to listen to fear more than, fuck, let me fight back because I was here fighting 2 weeks ago. They gave us this precinct. Let's use it as a bargaining chip.
So this morning we fought hella cops. One time the cops were running away, really driving away, and I fucking did a front stomp kick, bam, 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 on the back of one of their cars and dented it up pretty good. They stopped, right? So they're like, oh, about to come out and fuck me up. And so then all I did was I went and took out my camera and took a picture of the damage because I said, look, I got to make a report, guys. It's a civilian car, I got to make a report. And I posted it to Instagram. I just gave him one of these and then walked away. So that's the shit that we're pulling every morning. We're actually now doing a harassment campaign. We're reading Che Guevara's, if I said that right, guerrilla warfare. It's real. The Kurds, the motherfucking Kurds, they're forming the best autonomous zone in the planet. And I kid you not, we are sending people, it might be me actually, going out to former Syria, right now autonomous Kurdistan, and we're going to learn how they're really doing it up there, and we're about to come back here and fuck shit up. There's children who are showing up, and we're having story time. We're reading revolutionary materials to these children, and they are eating it up. And it makes me think how easy it is to indoctrinate a child, and it makes me very wary. They didn't ask to be born into this. We need to be careful about the ideas that we're indoctrinating them with. They're going to be indoctrinated. That's the point of childhood. It happens. So the question is, am I going to teach them about some sky god? I'm going to teach them about a sky god that makes different colored people and some people are good and bad? I cried when I was telling this little girl that when I was 6 years old, she's 6, my dad taught me that there were good people and bad people. And good people had white skin and bad people had dark skin. Wow. That's what I was taught by my motherfucking pappy. The park? No, it's the precinct. We're holding the precinct. Yep. No, the energy there is like it's never been before. The park is just people who've lived in the park for 30 years who don't want to leave. That's fine. They're about to get fucked up by cops. It's no joke. We're fighting cops every day. If we didn't fight the cops off today, they brought in bulldozers. We laid down in front of bulldozers today.
Wow. It's getting real out here.
Yeah, we're right in the thick of it right now, guys. This is 12th and Pine. We are right across the street from the East Precinct, right on the corner. This is the core of this Chaz zone. Police are pushing right now.